What's going on, boxing fans? Julian Williams here at the distance. Got a video for you guys. Allan Green versus Andre Ward on WBA Super Middleweight Championship on the line. Super 6 Middleweight Classic Tournament. Takes place June the 19th. And I believe it's in California, Oracle Arena, something like that. But overall, very interesting fight because Allan Green is taking the place of Jermaine Taylor, who was knocked out back in October against Arthur Abraham in the 12th round. So, what's interesting is, actually, Allan Green was supposed to fight earlier this year against Sakio Bika for that spot, but Bika pulled out, and now Green's in the tournament. And a lot of people question whether or not Green should be in the tournament, or, who's he beating, to put himself among the status of some of the fighters in the tournament. But at the same time, you could think the same thing with Darrell. Darrell, didn't really beat anybody, but he was a top prospect coming up. Same, and with Andre Ward, he was gradually being built up and whatever. But Green is, Green was pretty much an established fighter at 168 pounds. So, and he even had a couple fights at 160. When he fought when he fought Edson Miranda when he was sick, whatever. But anyway, Allan Green, pretty good boxer, pretty good puncher, to say the least. I think he's a good puncher. Does he belong in this tournament? I do believe he belongs in this tournament. But does he have the talent to compete with the other fighters that are in this tournament? Is pretty much the main question. I think he has good boxing ability, but at the same time, he's a little one-dimensional. But onto the fight, Andre Ward proved in the last fight that he belonged in the tournament. As I mentioned, he was gradually brought up. The biggest fight before Mikkel Kessler was against Edson Miranda, and in which he basically went in and outclassed Edson Miranda. See, with Andre Ward, what I like about him, and me personally, I think that Andre Ward is the most athletically gifted and most talented fighter in the tournament. That's my personal opinion. I just think that about him, looking at the way he fights, because he has good movement. He has, he has good hand speed. Good, he could box. Using different things. He could use his hand speed. He could use his legs. He could use angles. He could he could fight orthodox. He could fight southpaw. So there's a lot of interchangeability with Andre Ward, because not only is he athletic, he has the boxing ability to back up that athleticism. So in this specific fight against Allan Green, I think there are a few different ways for Andre Ward to defeat Allan Green. One is boxing on the move. If you look at Allan Green fights, Allan Green stands straight up and he comes forward in a straight line. Everything is like in a straight line with Allan Green. He just comes and he walks forward. He just got out of the habit somewhat from looking down. He doesn't look down anymore, but he used to look down. When he fought, which is not smart for any fighter, because that uppercut can come in and be deadly to a fighter who looks down. All the time looks down at his footing. So in this specific fight, I would like to see Ward, from the win, I'd like to see him, use angles, use lateral movement, angles, and even counterpunch, because when Allan Green walks in and he throws. He uses the left jab, to set up his right hand, and sometimes he follows up his right hand, with a left hook, but at the same time he stands straight up and he kind of tries to pummel you. But if Andre Ward, almost Allan Ward, if Andre Ward could keep his space, keep that distance, and use his movement, use the boxing ability and athleticism, then he should easily take this fight. Just based on that, if he uses his angles, if he can, I think one way to beat Allan Green is, and it hasn't been done yet, but I think he's good at switch hitting. I think a lot of switch hitting in this specific fight will confuse Allan Green because of how he moves. He doesn't necessarily box on his toes. he kind of walks. He walks and he punches, and he has shown ability to kind of move around a little bit. But that's Allan Green's comfort zone, is coming forward, using the jab, and kind of pummeling fighters. So in this specific fight, lateral movement is the key. Lateral movement, and Andre Ward has shown ability to jab while he's moving. If he can jab and move, do that stick and move method, and simply use his angles, switch hit, and also counter Green coming in, because if he can counter Green, then that'll make Green a little bit hesitant. And when you take the punching away from Green, then I think that'll leave Green a confused fighter. So for Green in this fight, Green, as I mentioned, is kind of limited, if you ask me. Green in this specific fight has to find a way to pretty much cut off the ring from Andre Ward, and not even necessarily set up his knockout, but he actually has to time Ward very well in this fight. Allan Green has shown in past fights that he has good timing, but he's shown that he had good timing against lesser fighters. Against Andre Ward, he has to use the jab, and he has to really know how to time Ward. He has to time Ward kind of moving, because Ward's going to move quite a bit in this fight. He's going to be very angular in this fight. So Green is going to have to find a way to throw punches from those specific angles and be able to land. So we have to see him throw his left jab. We have to see him, and we have to actually see Allan Green box in this fight. In this specific fight, Allan Green has to box, and we can't see the same thing from Allan Green. And that's what we usually see from Allan Green, is the same thing, coming forward and throwing. Allan Green in this specific fight, needs to use his jab and not necessarily set up his knockout, but he needs to get Ward with some power shots, and he needs to be able to get those shots in, if you ask me. And he needs to find a way to get those shots in, and he has to use the jab to do it. He has to use I think that Allan Green has to use the jab from the outside, and he has to use the jab to get inside and kind of take away. If he can cut off the ring, he takes away the movement from Ward. And I think if he can make it a straight up inside fight, an inside brawl, and actually, make it a nasty fight and just rough up Ward, and not give Ward, a chance to get his shots off from the outside and take that range away, because Ward likes space, then, and also, land a straight right hand, because sometimes Ward lunges in, then he can actually, I think he might be able to take this fight. But me, I'm going to go with not Allan Green, my bad. I'm going to go with Andre Ward in this fight. I think Andre Ward has the ability to straight up outbox Allan Green for a full 12 rounds. I think that he will just straight up outbox him. If you looked at the Edson Miranda fight, May 24th, 2009, I think this is going to be a similar fight between Green and Ward, because I'm not saying that Allan Green has the same style as Edson Miranda, but Allan Green is very limited, if you ask me. I don't think he has the tools to beat Andre Ward, a fighter who has different things and interchangeability. Allan Green doesn't have that interchangeability, and I don't think he has that ability to adapt to Ward's style. We looked at the matchup against Tarvis Sims. Tarvis Sims, a natural 154 pounder, and he had some trouble with him. And if Ward can come in and fight southpaw, I think that gives Green a lot of trouble, due to the fact that he does throw his left jab, and his left jab sets up his right, and he doesn't really do anything, with the right hand unless he throws his jab. So I think if Ward stands in that southpaw stance, he's gonna give Green a lot of problems, because he doesn't like southpaws. So anyway, that was the distance. Thanks for watching. Peace.